Aris got here, and it's time to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, this episode was great. We finally have the return of the bromance. Aoi Todo and Yuji reminded me a bit of the fight between them and Hanami back in season 1. Now, also had a bit of emotion with what happened, Miva and the flashback, but the start also twisting the knife even more. Now, there is some copium here, like massive amounts of copium with Nobara, but I don't know. This episode was great, though. I hope getting closer towards the end of this season, finally, please tell me they're gonna finally be able to kill Mahito. Like, enough is enough. Anyway, let's get into it and talk about the episode. Now, like I said, them twisting the knife even more in the wound with Nobara, showing that flashback, how great the main trio are together. All of the shenanigans, the comedy, the dynamics between them with Gojo's shirt, getting it messy, and Nobara making it a group effort, so to say, for all of them. It just makes me miss her already, and even more copium, but I'm still leaning like, I don't know how she's gonna be alive, because we see her right after the flashback. It seems like eye is gone. I don't know what happened inside her head, her brain probably, skull. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it's not looking good, to say the least. And on the other side, we have Yuji being in shock, would be an understatement. All of the pain, the guilt, the loss, everything that happened, just not fooling, being himself, would be just insane how much he has gone through in this season alone, even more considering back in season 1 with what Mahito did to Junpei. But here, Mahito right after that just proceeds to even be able to use Black Flash himself and punches Yuji and starts beating him down like a lot. Yuji, no response, he was out of it completely. Like, this man is broken. Up to this point, Yuji, he's being broken, not just physically, more mentally than physically. And here, what I really liked is they're kind of like the two sides of the same coin, with how Mahito put it perfectly. I kill without thinking, and you save without thinking, which is kind of true, because both of them kind of have those intentions about them. Usually wants to save people, even putting himself in danger every time, and then Mahito just wants to play around and doesn't consider life at all, just plays with lies and kills left and right. But here, right before Yuji was about to get killed, one of the best entrances, he definitely knows how to make an entrance. Aoi Todo comes in with a speech, and we are the exception. I'm not gonna quote all the speech, but the way he delivered that line at the end, I love it, Todo. I missed you. Here, right in time there to save you. You even see a bit of a flashback with how he came in, and he made a really good point. Now, they need to change their perspective, their goal, fight to weaken the enemy and save as many as whoever is left from their companions, instead of just focusing on getting Gojo out of the seal. That's a very good thing. Sometimes you need to change your goal on the battlefield. No matter what plan you have, it never survives the battlefield here. Now, we have an interesting character with him, Arata Nita. Apparently, he treated Nobara, well, treated. I don't know how much copium I can inhale with that, saying the best he could. She might still die. She's probably going to die. Definitely gonna die according to him. Meanwhile, Todo was trying to snap Yuji out of it, but he just has a complete breakdown here, and an amazing job by the voice actor. The scenes, everything looked great with him, and even see how much he blames himself, saying, I still want to help more, I must help more people, but I can't do it anymore. Even my conviction is only an excuse, and he was out of it completely there. And can you blame him? Suffering Bill's character, everything he has lost, everything that he has been done to him, everything that he considers he did well, Sukuna took over him, he still blames himself for all of those. And right now even Mahito started attacking them even more, but Todo uses his technique to swap places there, and gives him a pep talk, which I think only Todo could have done to Yuji in this moment. Hey, nobody was alive at this point from the main ones. I'm joking, but it's still true. Todo is the only one that could probably reach Yuji in his current state. Never belittle yourself. We are Jujutsu sorcerer. We accepted this life. We carry the will of others that died. I'm paraphrasing a bit, not those exact words. They've entrusted it to you. Now you need to find the answer to what they entrusted to you. He doesn't tell him in that moment. Even he said, I can't tell him yet there, and this is the punishment for being alive, which is an interesting interpretation. Like, we have seen a lot of survival guilt, so to say, especially from Yuji, but looking at it in the Jutsu world, like punishment for being alive, I kind of like that concept, if I'm being honest here. Yuji kind of internalizes that a bit and slowly gets back up, but before that we also have Arata Nita coming in, saying he stopped his wounds. Like, well, that's how I understood his power. He can stop already wounds that happened, like Yuji's cuts, bruises and everything. He's not gonna lose any more blood, but any new wounds are still gonna affect him, so he kind of puts him into a stasis so he can move despite all of his wounds. So he also said he did the same thing to Nobara, but this is where the copium comes in. Like, I hope she's alive. Would kind of suck. I would honestly not a fan if Nobara like fully dies. Like, I get all of the stakes, characters dying increases the stakes, makes it more meaningful and so on, but at some point if you just kill characters left and right, it kind of loses that importance, so to say. And Nobara being the main female character, part of the main trio, they're great together. I understand like the loss could propel Yuji forward, make this Shibuya incident even more meaningful, but hey, you already killed Nanami, Mahito already also killed Junpei back then. We have him, what he did to Nobara now, what I'm drawing a blank, Sukuna did to the entire Shibuya thing, Zenin, the old guy, also died, Maki, we still don't know her state. Like, if you did this to Nobara, at least don't kill Maki, or either save Nobara. I don't want to say kill Maki, because I like both of them, but it's... deaths are nice, at least for me, but not way too many. We'll see how this is gonna end up, but I'm leaning more towards Nobara being dead. I hope I'm wrong, but let me have my small doses of copium. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Is Nita gonna be the one that gives us our copium supply, or are we just delusional as Nobara fans? Now, we have Todo versus Mahito, like, insane how good it looked considering the situation with Mappa there, with the animators, everything. And Mahito kind of had a similar moment to Awakening, in a way, how everybody experienced Black Flash. He did the same way, and getting close to feeling the essence of curse energy, or how he calls it, his soul there, which could be very dangerous if he truly grasps that. But the fight was great. Todo versus Mahito. We have Yuji, meanwhile, where they're fighting reminded me a bit of Gon charging a Jajanken rock from him with a Black Flash. And this one was a great scene, saying sorry Nanami, thinking of him, and kind of showing how he saw Nanami even in that moment. Not fully wounded, he saw him in his normal appearance, or at least he hallucinated him like that, or that's the image he keeps in his mind of Nanami, not the way he died, but in his full unwounded form, and saying, I will suffer in your place, Nanami, from here. And yeah, Nanami, he was his true mentor, not Gojo. At least that's how I see it. But oh yeah, and Gojo sealed, piling up more on the suffering here in Shibuya. But we have the bromance being back, and I missed it. The fights here, Todo just provides another element to the fight so well between him. But before we get back to the fight, we have a bit of a scene here with Miwa, her going to Shibuya, even though Mekamaru, one of the leftovers of Mekamaru, warned her, don't go there. Her considering, hey, you don't see me as useful. It's not about that. He just wanted to save them all. Only Todo had a 99% chance of surviving there and them going to their guilds, kind of like a goodbye for them, and him kind of confessing but talking around the bush, so to say, not directly confessing, and that made it hurt even more for her, and he leaves dies the last leftover, even though the others also overheard the conversation there, and they got mad at everything that's happening. So are they gonna make it to Shibuya? Are they gonna make a difference? I don't know, we only have a few more episodes left, but yeah, Miva lost somebody very important, her, and I kind of got a bit more emotional over Mekamaru's death than how Nobara was handled. Like, don't get me wrong, that was emotional, but I think it was a bit better build up to Mekamaru and the flashbacks and connections. Nobara felt a bit too sudden. Looking back to it now after last week's episode, but we'll see. Now we have Mahito and the fight. The fight looks so good, and like I said, Todo is awesome with combo as Yuji, Mahito versus Yuji and Todo. Now Mahito also took some damage there from everything that happened, especially even blaming Nobara for the damage, and he decided to go after Todo because of his ability. Though he used that cursed monster train there and Todo was fighting 1v1 versus him, insane how much the action feels so fluid with Todo's power and Mahito going wild. Now Yuji throws that rock like a giga throw there, and Todo powers himself up to not be left behind. He had another galaxy brain moment there for his brother Black Flash, but can he actually damage Mahito? He doesn't have resonance like Nobara, and he doesn't have the delay effect like Yuji has, being the natural enemy of Mahito, but maybe this power up would help him there. And even the narrator saying all of them have reached 120% of their potential. Now the fight starts even more, Mahito going wilder and wilder, kind of summons a Hydra, and fortunately we're gonna have to wait for next week. But overall, probably one of the best episodes from this season. Honestly, just the Todo steals the show, the emotionals here, but I'm really curious how the story is gonna go from here, because if Mahito somehow survives this, it's gonna be shit. I'm sorry, like, we have lost so many on the good sorcerer side. I get they're underprepared and the curses are much stronger and everything, but Mahito has done way too much. He needs to go at this point. If he survives, I'm sorry, but no, he needs to die, and I hope they're gonna be able to do it. But as always, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode, and do you think Nobara is alive? And remember to like and subscribe, it helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen, make sure to check out the podcast because anime. Bye bye.